What's up, lovely people? Welcome back. So today I'm sharing something simple yet so delicious: cassava dumpling with cook up veggie mince and cabbage. So what I'm going to do first is to rehydrate the veggie mince, and this is about a cup, and this is the brand I use, and you can use any brand. So to rehydrate, you just want to add some water, and I'm using some hot water, and you want to allow this to sit for about 15 minutes or until you're ready to use it. All right. To make the cassava dumpling, I'm using 2 decent pieces of cassava, but you can use less. Okay. Now right here I have my dad peeling the cassava, since he's a cassava expert. He's here peeling the cassava, and he's also going to grater it for me. All right. So big up daddy.
Look.
Yeah.
See? Because on the yam you peel like that cassava, you just go on like and remove the skin from it. See? If you haven't looked for it like this now, then you just cut it off like these. Little spot. And then when you finish, you just wash it. And after you do that, then you can put it on the grater.
Alright, then peel the next one then. Thank you so much.
Nice. So
Put on your hand a little bit so the people then can see what's going on. So once you have peeled the cassava, you want to cut it open, and there's like a string in the core. You want to cut that out. Alright, let's say you were just boiling the cassava just like this. Then once it's cooked, it will be easier for you to remove it. But since we're going to grater it to make the dumplings, you can actually remove it at this point.
cassava my main food. I plant a lot of cassava back home in Jamaica. And I eat a lot of cassava. I cook it.
Take out that string the
I make pudding with it. I cook and heat, make pudding, make down. Oh, you prefer the cassava dumpling? Grate the coconut and boil down the rundown. When the rundown cook, you cut down your color, cut up the color and everything and put in it. And when the cassava dumpling ready, you dip in it. Oh,
bad.
Sweet that. And then we use nata. We don't use like curry. We use the natural nata.
Anato?
Yeah,
anato powder.
Not the powder, we use the seed. Wrap in our little cloth. Right?
Yeah.
And beat him. And then veggie. Squeeze for a minute. Whoa, get the color nice, man.
Have to go try that one then.
Yeah. It's class, man.
Alright, so that's it, people. Big up daddy.
Here's me great cassava.
How long that?
Here, it was about.
Oh, you have teeth? So that's it, people, all done. You can also use a food processor to do this as well. You don't have to use a grater. So now it's time to combine this with some flour, and I'm using some unbleached all-purpose flour, but you can use any flour of choice. You can use whole wheat or spelt flour. This is no different than how I make dumpling in some of my other videos. You just want to combine the flour into the cassava until you form like a soft dough, not too soft or sticky. You just want the dough to be manageable so you'll be able to form the dumplings properly. Chances are you might not need to add any water to this because the cassava is already moist, but I ended up adding about a few tablespoons of water just to bring everything together. So to form the dumpling, you just want to break a decent piece of the dough, roll it in both palms of your hand, and then use the side part of your thumb to kind of press the center. You can also use your hands, your fingers to go around it and kind of form it a bit better. And that's how I form my dumplings. Alright, nothing fancy. So here I have a pot of water which I'm going to add some salt, and make sure you add enough salt, and especially if you did not add any salt to the dough. So I'm just going to cover this and allow this to come to a slight boil before I add the dumplings. Once your pot comes to a slight boil, go ahead and add the dumplings, and then you want to give this a good stir, and that's just to prevent them from sticking to the bottom of the pot. So I have a small piece of the dough left, so I'm going to make a spinach dumpling. While the dumplings cook, I'm going to prepare the veggie mince and the cabbage. So here I have half a cabbage which I've already gone ahead and washed and cut up. I have the veggie mince right here which have been rehydrated. And what I'm going to do now is to drain that liquid and give these a light rinse. Alright. Now over here I have a piece of a Scotch bonnet pepper, garlic, onion, bell pepper, tomato, carrot. You will also need scallion. And I'm going to use some unrefined coconut oil. Now to season, you will need some all-purpose seasoning and salt. You can use any all-purpose seasoning of choice. After you have added the onion, the garlic and the Scotch bonnet pepper, you want to allow them to saute for about a minute before you add the Scotch bonnet pepper, the tomato and the carrot. So now I'm going to lightly season this with some all-purpose seasoning, and then once I add the veggie mince and the cabbage, I'm going to add some more seasoning. So to give this some color, I'm going to add about a quarter teaspoon of browning. Okay, don't add too much of this. We're not trying to brown stew the veggie mince, which I'm just trying to give it some color. Alright, and then after this, as you notice, veggie mince have a tendency to suck up moisture. So what I'm going to do is to add some water and some ketchup, and make sure that you season this to your liking. Okay, I cannot stress this enough. Make sure you season your food properly. So now I'm going to add some ketchup, and don't drown the thing with ketchup. You just want to add about a tablespoon. Alright, and this is also optional, but I love the taste that the ketchup gives this. Okay, so you just want to give this another good stir, and if you need a little bit more moisture in this, just add some water. So I'm going to cover this and give this about 5 minutes, and then when I come back, I'm going to add the cabbage and the scallion. This is looking amazing already. So what I'm going to do now is to add the cabbage, the scallion, and give it a good stir. This should only take another 5 minutes before it's ready. So I've been eating veggie mince and cabbage long before I was even on this lifestyle. My mother used to make this a lot, and trust me, when times were rough, this is a belly full right here. So that's it for the cook up veggie mince and cabbage. So now I'm going to check on the dumplings, and you will know when your dumplings are ready when they float to the top. And that's it, lovely people. This was amazing. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all try and enjoy this recipe. And if you've been with me since day one or you're a new subscriber, one love and bless up yourself.